Hello everybody, my name is Kieran from The Checkpoint, the only gaming channel that drives a German whip, and today I'm going to talk about my first impressions of Destiny and what I'm looking forward to about it. So I've been playing the Destiny beta for a couple of days now, and I have to say I've been very, very impressed with it. I mean, I've been playing the Crucible for a bit, which is kind of like your 6v6 in a limited map size, that kind of thing. And then you've got your free roam missions, which I've been playing co-op with a couple of friends, and it's just been incredible. I mean, the thing I like a lot about the beta is that you can do missions co-op, or you can do them solo. You can just do them solo as if it was a normal campaign mission, or you can do them with a co-op friends. You can do them with up to 6 friends, or up to 6 including yourself. Just invite your friends to your fire team. It's very, very simple. The loading time was basically nothing at all when you invited your friends to the fire team, so you can do the co-op missions yourselves. Now, I didn't realise it was going to be as free roamy as it is. So what happens is if you're all a certain level, for example, I believe the Devil's Lair, which is an area of Earth, if you go to that mission, it requires level 6, so obviously if all your friends are level 6, you can all do that mission, and basically on any level you just free roam to the area. It kind of points you where to go on the map, but you can just roam about anywhere. There's lots of random events that happen within the free roam areas, especially on Earth. Earth is the only thing I've visited. I haven't visited Moon yet, and also in the game when it's released on the 9th of September, there will be Mars and Venus. But yeah, it's very, very free roamy. Obviously when you do a mission, it will kind of point you where to go, especially when you get into kind of dungeons and things. But when you start off, obviously you can summon your vehicle. I think it requires like level 4 or 5 to call in a vehicle called a Sparrow, which drives you from point A to point B. You can sort of like a hover motorbike. You can just quickly get there, and that just shows how big the free roam area is. It's very, very large, and there's also lots of different areas of the different planets which you can go to. Now the missions themselves, once you actually get into the mission and when it becomes a bit less free roamy when you kind of get into the dungeon and things, the only complaint I would have about it is that it's very hard. I mean, a friend and I, we were playing it yesterday pretty much all day, and we were very, very challenged with what was brought to us. There's a lot of difficult things that you have to fight. I mean, it does, I guess in a way that's a good thing, but we had to each die like 4 times and respawn whilst the other one stayed alive before we could actually end up killing the bosses. Now, I guess part of that was very rewarding because obviously it took a long time. Literally, to kill one boss, it took us about 15 minutes, and we just had to keep dying and keep using up our ammo. And the only problem with that is we did run out of ammo, so we had to kill kind of like the lower level monsters which drop ammo, so we can get that. So I would kind of like to see a little bit of change in that. I'm not sure if they designed it like that, whereas you have to die. If we might just be awful at the game, that might be it. But it was challenging, which I like and don't like at the same time. However, it was still very fun throughout nonetheless, and I was never like, oh, this sucks. I was always enjoying myself for the whole time that I was playing the games. So the missions are kind of, they're very fun. The free roams, there's a lot of them. There's not that many in the beta, but that's because it's a beta game. Obviously I haven't released nearly as much as what they will release in the actual Destiny game itself, which launches on the 9th of September. Now the other thing I'm going to talk about is the tower. I didn't realise that this was going to be a thing. I didn't really look into this, but the tower is like your main hub, and I was very, very impressed with it. It kind of reminded me in a way, and it's going to sound silly, but it reminded me of Super Mario Galaxy. How if you ever played that game, you know what I'm talking about, where you kind of you just roam around. It's kind of like your safe haven where you can sort of enter different levels, different missions, and you can also sort of talk to random people. And the tower is similar. You can upgrade your armor, upgrade your weapons. You can decrypt encrypted engrams, which are little things that you find along missions. You can talk to your vanguards, which is kind of like your class leaders, whether you're a hunter, a warlock, or a titan. And there's just lots of things to do. You can join divisions, you can look at very special armor which you can buy from your vanguard leaders, you can collect bounties from the bounty person, which rewards you with challenges, and rewards you with points which you can buy armor with once you complete those bounties. There's lots of things to do in the tower. And obviously once you want to go into a mission, all you have to do is get your little ghost guy out, which is kind of like your little tiny, it's almost like a floating cube that just follows you around and helps you along the way, kind of he's your technological help, if you like. You just hold him out and hold X, and he will take you into orbit. And once you're into orbit, you can do lots of things. Orbit's kind of like standby. You can just orbit around forever, and I really like the animation for the orbit. It's not just a blank loading screen with sort of options. It's all kind of like integrated in a way. So you'll see your ship kind of orbiting Earth, and you'll see the Earth rotating, and then you can just select all your different destinations, which I thought was really, really cool. It's just little things like that which really make the game, and that's kind of what the game really impressed me about. Obviously, the game itself in its vastness is very, very impressive, and just, in my words, it's incredible what they've done. And there's also a lot of little things, so not everyone notices, but once you do notice them, it's a really, really nice touch. I didn't really have any technical issues. There was no really massive loading times. It's only about 30 seconds, which if you compare that to GTA 5 and Watch Dogs, that's quite a short loading time, if you ask me. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Crucible quickly. The Crucible, it's kind of hit and miss kind of with me. I did enjoy it throughout. As I said with the missions, it is a very enjoyable thing. However, there's some things I'd like to change. I mean, there is a map called the Moon, which you can drive vehicles on, and the vehicles are completely OP. I do not think the vehicles should be in the multiplayer Crucible maps. I just think I'd just rather it being sort of just running and shooting rather than these sort of tanks and vehicles. Because there is a tank on the Moon map. I'm not sure what the Moon map's called, but you'll notice it when you're on it. And there's this tank which kind of shoots cannons at people, and it is ridiculously OP. Now, there is only one game mode in the Crucible multiplayer, which is called Control, which is basically domination Call of Duty as a point of reference. But I'm sure when the game releases, there will be much more variety in terms of game modes. Obviously, this is just a beta, so they're just trying things out, and they don't want to have too many things to release in the beta, otherwise it would kind of spoil the game, and it's not a full release, obviously. But the game itself, the Crucible, I actually really enjoy it, apart from the vehicles. And I like the way that it's kind of passed on from the missions that you do in free roam, such as all your armor, all your weapons that you collect and upgrade from the free roam missions, they pass over to the Crucible. So the more you play the missions from the free roam, kind of with your friends or by yourself, the better you will be at Crucible, because you'll have better weapons and better armor, which I like. I mean, I don't like it when people dive straight into multiplayer. I think it's better if you try the missions out first, get a feel for the game, and then try the Crucible. I think the Crucible has a potential to be a really, really good game, and it's, for once, it's kind of like the side thing. Like, obviously the main bulk of the game is going to be all the free roam missions, and then the Crucible multiplayer, which is, I guess you can compare it to COD. It's similar map sizes, similar things that go on within there, except the vehicles, of course. You compare it to COD, and it's kind of just like the side thing, which is very impressive. If that kind of Crucible thing, which is very, very fun, it's just a side, then the missions themselves must be really pretty incredible. So, those are my impressions of Destiny Beta. I am very, very impressed with it, as I said multiple times within this video, and I cannot wait for the 9th of September when it's released. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you have not already. Follow us on Twitter @RealCheckpoint, and I'll talk to you guys soon.